In this video, I'll be showing you how I shot a spec ad. So let's just jump right into the video. So now the first thing is pre-production. Pre-production is always the first thing to consider when you are shooting a project, because this is where you plan everything from your light setup, from the outfit of the model, or the location, everything involved, everything concerning the project. The pre-production is the face. And if you are familiar with this channel, you know I'm a big fan of pre-production, because this is the most important, should I say the most important, but it's one of the most important aspects of a project. Because when you have a bad pre-production, then the whole project is doomed. So now let's move into the next section, which is gear. Gear was simple. I don't know what simple means to you, but the gear was simple, which is a Sony a7 III and a Tamron 28 to 75mm length f2.8. And the only light modifier we had was a reflector, because it was outdoor and we used the natural light, so the reflector. So those are the gears we used for the project. Let's move into the light setup. The light setup was natural lighting and a modifier, which is the reflector, which we use to bounce back light. One thing you should notice is that we're shooting this project around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. 12 noon. So the sun was higher, the sun was high in the sky. Because we had a modifier with us, we were able to bounce back light and achieve what we wanted to do, the kind of light setup we wanted to get from the whole thing. So now let's move into the storytelling. Storytelling is the soul of your project, because this is what the viewers will connect with. They don't care about how much you spent on the project or what camera you're using to shoot. All they need to do is, all they need to understand is the story. Can I relate with it? Is it speaking to me? So in this project, I was shooting a smartwatch. My story was trying to sell to the audience the abilities of the watch. Like, okay, when you get the Storm Ultra watch, this is what you can get from it. In the project linked up here, the first project I showed here, I had a different approach, because there I had a continuous story, a story that started from A and ended at a particular point. So it was progressive. But in this project, I used a different approach. And what I did was I listed all the features of the smartwatch. What can this watch do? And I broke them into sections. I didn't tell the story of, okay, someone wears a watch and goes here and does this, and I didn't do it like that. What I did was I just broke it into sections that, okay, this watch can show you message notification, and I showed that. I cut it again. This watch has sport mode. I cut it again. This watch, that's what I just did. I just broke it down. So if you can't tell a story if you don't know how to tell a progressive story, or if you're struggling with it, or if you don't want to just do that, you can just break it into sections instead. List out the product, the features of the product, or it may not be product, it may be clothing. You can just list out different use cases, different ways a clothes can be worn. Just settle down and break them down into sections. Break them down into sections and just showcase it. So that's what I did. I showed that this watch has Bluetooth notification. Another thing in the storytelling was the camera movement. So at the beginning, there was a forward push, there was a forward movement towards the watch. That was just like bringing the viewers into, okay, this is what we are talking about in this shot. I just pushed the camera into the scene. I just pushed the camera, so I'm like inviting the audience that, hey, this is what I'm talking about. And as time went on, most of the shot was stationary, because I was trying to show the model, the talent using the watch. Then the other thing I did was when the model was running. So what I did was I moved in opposite direction, because number one, I think it's cool, and number two, it just makes it feel more. I just think it's cool. I just think it's cool. So because when the model is moving in opposite direction and the camera is moving in different directions, so it just creates this cool effect. I don't know what to call it, but it's something you can apply in your own videos. So that's what I did. I didn't do too much camera movement because it doesn't require it. And I think the other camera movement I did was when the talent was running. What we did was I was just following him. We're just moving at the same pace. And that was it. You can see the project is not that difficult. It's not difficult. Another thing you should take note is ND filter, because did I mention the ND filter in the gear? An ND filter was, like I said, I was shooting around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I'll not be able to use f2.8 if I didn't have an ND filter. So one thing you should notice, if you are shooting outdoors and you want the blur, you want to be able to shoot in f2.8, then have an ND filter so that you'll be able to control the exposure. You'll be able to control the brightness or the darkness coming into the camera. And like almost every filmmaker says, it's like sunglasses for your camera. So get some sunglasses for your camera so that you'll be able to get that cinematic in quotes, cinematic look, which is the blurry background. So it's simple. So the more you keep practicing all these things, then the more it gets simple. So that's just the basic breakdown of this video. And if you didn't see the last video I did, you can check it up here. And I hope to see you in the next video.